everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Casey Oswald, and we are in my classroom. Today, we're going to talk about other teaching platforms. So far, we've had, Lena, you might have to help me. We've had Magic Ears,
Right, Magic Ears,
OutSchool,
OutSchool,
VIPKid,
Splash Learn,
Learn.
Go
Today, we have
Kid.
Bling ABC and Zebra English.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we've had a few. I'm trying to look back and see the rest of them. Oh, Wales English, Q Kids. So check out some of the old videos if you're looking into other platforms, and let us know in the chat box some platforms that you'd like to see if I haven't reached out to anybody yet. Let me know if you teach on another platform and you want to join us. All right. Hey guys, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having
Thanks,
us.
Casey.
Lena, since you've been here before, I'm going to ask you to go first. You can introduce yourself and let us know what companies you work for and which one you're going to talk about today.
Okay. Well, yes, my name is Lena, and I work for Q Kids, Go Kids, VIPKid, just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know, like I was a brick and mortar teacher for many years, and just last year was my first year doing this full time. So I was like trying to make sure that I could fill my schedule up and, you know, have this little, you know, routine going. So that's the reason why I have so many companies. But also Cambly, BlingABC, which I'll be talking about today, and Magic Ears. So. Yeah.
And Magic Ears she talked about yesterday, so you can check that out.
Yes.
I'll have to link that one below. Great.
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. You know, and I just want to say it's just so fun to be able to talk about these companies, and especially for people who are interested, because when I was first trying to do this online, like, you know, I just wanted to hear what people had to say about it. Yeah. So the fact that you're just like putting everybody together is just such a neat idea.
I'm trying to find others to come on here because we've had people requesting some companies that I've never even heard of. And I can't, you know, I'm not an expert on them. So if you hear of any other companies and people to come on my channel, please let me know. Well, hello, we have 6 people in the chat. Thanks for coming again, Lyle, and saying hello to us. And next today we have Rylee. Hey, Rylee.
Hey, so yeah, my name is Rylee, and I teach for a few different companies. I also teach with VIPKid. That was kind of my starting point into the whole online teaching world. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I found Zebra English, which is now my main company. So that's what I'll be talking about today. I'm a teacher and a home-based mentor with Zebra English, so I'm really involved on that platform there. And I also started teaching with OutSchool earlier this year.
Great. OutSchool is like very popular right now.
Yes.
I think I'm the only one out of all of my friends that haven't gone in there yet. Hey, Teacher Kelly Tag, thanks for coming. All right. So, Lena, can you get started and tell us about BlingABC?
Certainly. BlingABC, they are relatively new. They've been around for about 3 years now. And I think of them as a company that people might want to go with if they plan on doing this for a long time, you know, because they have where you can actually move up in the company, you know, and get raises, and those raises can get you up to $51 an hour. Yeah, if you go to their website, that's what it says. But I mean, you know, obviously it takes a while, you know, several contracts, and, you know, you're not guaranteed to move up with every contract, you know, so yeah, so it's a gradual progression. But, you know, I mean, usually when you hear of raises, it's like, okay, you'll get, you know, 50 cents or $1, maybe $1. Right. Yeah. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I haven't gotten one yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're very rare to come by in this industry. So yeah, I really liked that because I knew I was going to be on here for a while, and they start you between $21 an hour to $27 an hour. Oh. So again, it's still a very nice base pay. Yeah. And their classes are 40 minutes. So when I tell you that it's 24, you know, average $24 an hour, it's like, you know, people get confused when they get their contract. They're like, okay, well, it doesn't say I'm getting $24 an hour. It says I'm getting $16 per class, which is
Okay.
still really nice because they have really good bonuses. So I'm just trying to, I just want to make sure people understand, you know, it basically comes out to about $16 an hour, but they have a lot of bonuses, and they have, you know, the bonuses include attendance bonus, which is like $2 per class. They have a weekend bonus, which is $3.
Oh.
They have a subbing bonus. If you get a sub class, that's another like $2 or $3. And then what really gets it is their large group class bonus. And this is $6 per class.
Wow.
So yeah, so that it really adds up. And yeah, so I can make, like on the weekends, I can make, you know, close to $30 a class for 40 minutes. So it's really decent. And you know, when I talk to, or when I'm in the Facebook groups, it's like a lot of the mentors are not mentors, but the senior teachers have their schedules filled. You know, they're not having problems with giving classes, but it does take time to fill your schedule. Like when you first start, you know, after you go through the hiring process, you are going to go through a probationary period, and that takes about 20 classes, and they assess you after that period, before you go in and after you go in. So, you know, you kind of have to like kind of gradually move up to having like a full schedule. So that's why I tell people who come to me about it, I'm like, just prepare yourself. Make sure, you know, you don't think like, oh, my schedule is going to be full. Just like with VIPKid, you can't really expect like, oh, I'm going to have a full schedule. No, you have to like build up your regulars, build up your classes.
It's
and
starting in the mailroom.
I know. Yeah. It's like, yeah, you got to start
Right.
somewhere. So you got to make sure you're doing something else. If you're trying to have you know, an income, you got to have income coming in from different places and build it up. So, yeah. And then they run on like semesters. So they have, it's kind of like with the school system, you have like your summer session, your fall session, your winter session. And when you get a class for a session, you're usually teaching for that whole, you know, like either for summer, it's like 2 months. And then for spring, it's 4 months. So your class will last that whole time. So yeah, it's a nice, consistent, you know, teaching schedule. It's really nice in that way, especially if, you know, if people like to, you know, just if somebody wants to know, like, I need to know what my schedule is going to be, this, and if you want to know like how full it's going to be, like this will give you that, you know, that security. You know, some people like more of the other side where you're just flexible. You can go week to week. So it just depends. But, you know, if there's a class that you can't teach, you can cancel. Yeah, it's not, you know, you don't have to pay for canceling a class. They do have, where, you know, with the attendance bonus, if you cancel, then you do lose your attendance bonus because it's perfect attendance bonus. So you have to be perfectly attending your classes for, you know, for that month, and then you get the bonus. But if you don't, you know, you lose the bonus, but it's a bonus. So, you know, you gotta look at it like that. Yeah, they will allow you to call in or write in if you need to have some time off, you know. So it's not super strict. It's just, you know, their parents like to have the same teacher, and, you know, it's nice. You get to know your students that way. It's like having a regular at VIPKid, or, you know, you get to know your students. So
is it 1v1, one-on-one classes?
Oh, that's one of the great things about this company. It's fun in that it's not 1v1. It's, you can teach up to 20 or 25 students in a class, which for some, they're like, whoa, that's like over, you know, that
kindergarten.
Yeah, you know, but for others who are, especially have worked in a class, it's like, wow, this is pretty cool that you could teach this many kids. And, you know, it's something different. You know, I mean, we have all these other platforms that teach one-on-one or 1-on-4, but this is like 1 to 20. So it's interesting. And they have the way that the platform rotates the kids, and each group can be seen by the teacher at a time. And then you can bring them down onto, you know, the stage, and they can write on the board, or, you know, answer questions and be seen by everybody else while the other students are waiting their turn. But everyone can be heard or see, or they can see you. But you can mute all the students if need be, so it doesn't get overwhelming with noise. You know, you have full control of that part. So yeah, so that part is really cool to me, just being able to see that operate, and it definitely makes it more interesting and spices things up in this ESL world when you get to teach in the same type of class. And then they do have like stars. There's no secondary reward needed. You just give the students stars. And yeah, I'm thinking.
Interesting. So those of you in the chat, thanks for coming. We have 8 in the chat. Hey, Jason and Evelyn, thanks for coming. Ask questions all in caps if you can in the chat box, and we'll ask Lena and Rylee. And yesterday we finished the chat, and I forgot to ask, like, what kind of platform is it? Is all the work given to you? Do you have to make lesson plans?
Oh, that's a good question.
I need to ask that on all the platforms, and I don't know that I have.
Yeah, they give you the lessons, and they're starting to add more interactive lessons, but I like the simplicity of their lessons. It's not like, some where they just, and maybe VIP can be very interactive too. So, it doesn't have a lot of buttons to press and stuff. It's just, it's words and pictures, and you bring the rest,
Right.
So for some teachers, it's like, they really appreciate that. It's like, now I get to be, the teacher, and it's not just what's on the page, so yeah, that is.
Did you say, are they out of China also?
Yes, they are out of China.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They are out of China. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you think of anything else, we're going to have plenty of time today. There's only 3 of us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yesterday we went a bit long, but that was our fault at the end for talking, Rylee.
Gotcha.
If you see Kristen from Kristen's Classroom on my YouTube channel, chances are it's going to be a long one. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Okay. And Lena, we'll come back if we have some questions for you, okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
And Rylee, if you think of questions for her too, we always ask each other. So all right. Gotcha. And next up is Zebra English. Rylee.
Cool. Yeah. So Zebra English, it has a lot in common with VIPKid in some ways, because like it's also all Chinese students. So we have the same peak hours. We kind of run on Beijing time and stuff like that. It's also 1-to-1, 25-minute lessons. All of the material is provided in the desktop app that they have. So it's really similar to VIPKid, where you just go to the Classrooms tab. You can see all of your upcoming classes and just like enter the class and teach. So one thing that is really nice when you're actually like getting to that stage and getting those classes is that they have their practice room available as soon as you've booked a class. So that's one thing. I know people were disappointed when that changed about VIPKid, that they couldn't actually go in and check out their setup and stuff anymore, but you can do that with Zebra English. And I know many teachers love that feature. So another thing that's similar to VIPKid is their incentive structure. So their base pay is $8 to $9 for starting base pay, and you can work up to $10 with raises. And then their incentives are really similar to like what VIPKid used to do for those of us still on the old contract. Right. So like $1 for showing up, $1 for every class if you teach more than 45 a month. Zebra English also has kind of a medium one where you get 50 cents a class if you teach between 30 and 44 classes a month. Yeah. But then they also have that $2 short notice bookings incentive too. So really similar to VIPKid in some of those ways. Different from VIPKid because they are a newer and smaller company. We only have 800 teachers as of right now, and there currently is a hiring freeze. They're not at the point where they want to bring on more teachers at this point, but it's temporary. We don't know when it'll lift, but yeah, so it is a smaller company, and the range of students that we work with is also smaller. So with Zebra English, they offer classes for students age 2 to 8, and that's all on their like AI classes. That's what they call them. Students are working through the Zebra English app every single day, doing different missions involving like speaking and assessments and stuff. Like we never have to assess them. That's all done in the app. So that's kind of nice. So they work through this every day of the week, and then they can come to us for like supplementary classes. So not supplementary in the sense that they just add them on whenever they feel like it, but deciding to take these regular live classes is in addition to the app work that they're already doing. So lots of students enrolled with Zebra English will just stick with the app. So when we get trial students, they're actually students who are already working through the app. They're already taking all of these AI classes, and the curriculum lines right up. So when they come to our classroom, they've already been reviewing these words and sentences in their app. And then it's kind of our job as teachers to like convince the students and parents that this class is something they want to add on to the package that they already have with those AI classes.
Can you tell like that the students are very like ready for your class, like that they've done their homework?
Yeah.
Can you really tell the difference?
Yeah, for most of my students, I can. I have some students where I still feel like I need to drag them through the whole lesson, like feed them the sentences, have them repeat. And some of them, it's just because they're so young. You know, I teach so many 3-year-olds. And so even though they've been practicing all week, they still can't read the sentence on the slide. They're only 3, you know? So they do still need more prompting, even though most of them have prepared well throughout the week. But yeah, before you get into the classroom, you can actually see almost like a little scoring for how they've been doing in the app that week. So you can see what words and sentence frames they've been doing well with, which ones they're struggling with. So you kind of, I guess, have a little bit of advance notice of what you're going to need to focus on more, which is really nice as well. So yeah, but then when they do choose to take your classes, it's super scheduled. Like they pick one time slot with one teacher and they come at that same time every week. So they don't really take extra classes. You never really have to wonder if they took a class with a different teacher in between this class and your previous class. Like they just meet with you at the same time every single week. So it's really consistent once they do decide to take those live classes with us. So yeah.
And they choose you as a teacher, or are they paired up by the company?
Yes. So how it works is parents will like choose a time slot that works for them. And the company has an algorithm that will just disperse those students to whatever teachers have that time slot available. And then after the student has taken a class with you, they can choose if they want to continue on as a regular student or not. So like the company disperses those initial bookings, but you still want to make sure that you leave a good impression so that they want to choose to keep taking those classes with you. So it's like, it's a bit of both. Theoretically, the company books you, but in reality, you still do have to kind of impress the parents so that they choose to keep taking the classes.
Good. So Zebra English, I think you told me, is on a hiring freeze right now, though, right? And we will put, I think I forgot to put your email address in there. I think.
Oh, no worries.
But I will get it in there for you.
Cool.
I'll put that in there. And so if you do have questions about Zebra English, reach out to Rylee. You can't get started right now, but you'll be ready as soon as it opens back up. And she'll be there to help you. BlingABC hiring freeze? They're not, right?
No, they're not on the hiring freeze.
Okay.
No.
And let's see. Rylee, is Zebra English, it's one-on-one, and is it more game-based?
Yes. So yeah, it's very games-based. I'm not sure if you watch any of the demo videos of those of us who do demo videos on YouTube, we look ridiculous because you can't actually play any of the games in a YouTube demo, but it's like, hey, press this button, press that button. They have like a big turntable games and slot machine type thing and like hiding different cards and stuff. So it is much more games based. And that's another thing that I really enjoy with teaching with Zebra English, because I have the control over the games. You know, my student gets to press play, but I select which sentence frame or which word is going to show up for whatever game it is. And I really love it because I know with VIPKid, I have so many students who like get to a slide full of text and just want to read the whole thing. And it's full of mistakes and I just can't stop them. But with Zebra English, I kind of get to control that. You know, like I can choose, okay, this one word is going to pop up. And I can kind of prepare and like, sort of break things down into more manageable chunks for my students. So that's one thing that I have found really helpful with the Zebra English games-based curriculum. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
really
neat, different.
Lena,
I know. I want to peek in on your class.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, that is definitely a lot more fun to teach than just reading and, you know, vocab words.
Yeah.
And Rylee, did you tell us what the base pay starts at or about?
Yeah, so the base pay starts off at $8 to $9 per 25-minute lesson, and then with all of those incentives on top. So you can get up to $10, but that's just with raises. You kind of have to work towards those every few contracts.
Good. And what are the requirements? Am I asking things that...
Oh, no problem. It's super similar to...
Tell me if I'm reading.
And let me know when they're not on a hiring freeze anymore.
Yeah.
You might need need another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As if I don't have enough. Right?
Yeah.
It sounds fun.
So
Sorry,
yeah,
right?
as no problem. As far as the requirements goes, it's basically identical to VIPKid. Like you have to have a bachelor's degree. They don't offer their own in-house TESOL certificate, so you have to come with that in advance. Now they will accept the VIPKid
Oh,
advanced TESOL cert or the new VIPKid TEFL certificate, but
Okay.
they won't take the foundational one. So you can use one of those. You can also just use like that Groupon or International Open Academy one, whatever. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then
VKC.
yeah,
I just may have a link for you.
yeah, yeah. So it's pretty basic. Like you have to be eligible to work in the USA or Canada. You have to have what they consider a standard North American accent, and things like that. Pretty well the same as VIPKid.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Lena, did you mention that for you too? Where?
No, I did not mention the requirements. So you do have to have a TESOL or ESL certificate. You do have to have a bachelor's degree, and you have to be a Native American speaker. So that does not it's not limited to Canada and the US. So yeah, it opens it up to a lot more people.
Good. So do they
Yeah.
kind of listen during your like mocks or whatever they call it there, your demos?
So yeah, I did not mention the hiring process. They will you apply online. Of course, they ask the questions, where are you from? You submit your resume and a few other things. I can't really think of everything right now. But then you have a mock, well, not really a mock, but it's a demo interview. So you're given like a small lesson that they ask you to go through, and the lesson is, I mean, they might even stop you after about 5 or 10 minutes. They just want to really just see like what your teaching style is, and yeah, what your how you speak, how you sound, if you're clear or not. So and then they ask you a few questions just to get to know you a little bit and see what your personality is like. And then after that, you go through orientation. If you pass that part, then you go through orientation, onboarding, where they tell you about the company, give you a little training, teaching tips, and then they will give you training on their platform, so to see, show you how to use all the buttons and all those things. And then after that, then you have a mock class. And at that point, the mock class is graded. So you can, if you're given an A, they say then you're more likely to get more classes. If you're given a B, then you don't get as many, but you still get classes. And you can redo it if you want. But it's not like VIPKid where you can keep going and going and going.
Now, there's rumor going around that you can't keep going and going anymore.
Oh,
I've
really?
heard that too.
They're not on a hiring freeze, but they are definitely being choosier, which I've heard that on most platforms. So if you're watching this, the word, I've been doing many of these in the last couple of weeks, and it sounds like some companies are really cracking down because they have more choices right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess the word is do the best you can at every interview, every stage of.
Right. And like GoGoKid, people can't really get in for an interview either. Is that because they're trying to limit the number of teachers they're hiring right now? Or is it just because that many teachers are trying to get hired? Like, what is it,
My referral for VIPKid said, I just sat there and kept pushing refresh.
Yeah.
And one slot opened up and she got it. I'm telling you, this is the most motivated referral. Well, she's only my second referral, but she was so motivated. She finished everything and she stayed on top of them and she got through and was booked right away.
Wow.
And that's
good for her.
Last month. So I was really proud of her.
Good. Yeah.
So hello. Hi, I teach for one-on-one English in Vietnam and I absolutely love it. Is it Teacher Tanil? You might have to tell me if I'm saying it wrong. I apologize in advance. I have not heard of one-on-one English. Have you guys heard of that one?
A little bit, just a little bit. I don't know enough details about it, but I just heard of them.
Interesting. We might need to find more out about that one. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, good. Hey, Giselle is here. Hey, Giselle. She said hi. From what she is saying, it's just like QKids games.
Yes, the games I've heard are similar to QKids. I don't work for QKids, but I've heard that there's a lot of overlap with the games. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that as you were talking, but I didn't want to like chime in. But yeah, definitely. That's what I like about QKids too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The games sound like a lot of fun. for me. So this is the second time I've heard about Zebra English. The first time I think was Tim.
Yeah, he was one of my referrals.
Is he? He had just gotten started, so he was like, "I will try my best, but I'm not really sure."
Well, so do they require you to have props since you have so many games?
No, so they welcome props, but they're not really like super heavy on the props. So I know when I was going through the VIPKid hiring process anyways, it was really specific. Like you need to use 3 different types of props, not just 3 props, like 3 different types. But Zebra English, like there is nothing like that. Even in the hiring process, like when I'm grading people's demo tests, like there are no marks, good or bad, given for having props. It's just like actual teaching skills, how you use them if you do have them, and how you kind of make up for them if you don't have them. So yeah, they don't require tons of props, but they definitely welcome the props.
Yeah, and I can say the same about Bling. Like they don't. I mean, they do want you to have some, and they want to see that you know how to use them, but it's not like they're very specific like VIPKid. So yeah, have them, but I mean, it's more about TPR, making the kids more comfortable, you know, and engaging them in other ways.
Interesting. Totally. So I haven't asked this on any of the other ones, so I hope you guys don't mind, but having different platforms, what does your schedule look like? How do you keep them all straight? You can go first. You've got like a little laugh.
Trial and error and a lot of mistakes in between.
One of my friends have too.
Yeah, like after I had, you know, more than I wanted in my double bookings, I was like, I got to figure out how to make this work so it doesn't happen, you know, this way. Because I had, you know, double bookings, or I would, you know, I would forget about something. So I had to get myself organized. And so I had to kind of not try to book everything like whoever I could for one day. I was like, that's not working for me. So I just assigned a day to each company, or a time. Like with GoGoKid, I can start early, like 2:30 sometimes, and then I'll teach until about 5:30, and then I could teach with QKids, you know, and then there until 8 o'clock. And so those are my 2 for the day. Or for another day, it just might just be GoGoKid all by themselves. So that's kind of how I do it. I just give everyone a different time, and then if I do have a hole, then I might try to fill it with another company, but I try to be very careful because that's how I forget.
Yeah.
If I don't put it on my phone or write some kind of post-it somewhere to let me know, like, you need to be in this, classroom over here in this other company right now, that's how I have to keep it simple. And then I can, and I might not get everything booked up, and that's okay. It's better to not be all the way booked than to miss a class and, have the penalties because of missing a class, that could be
the penalties, and sometimes you lose bookings off of it. Just doesn't
yeah.
I always tell everyone, if you didn't see me write it down, it's not happening. If it's not, so yeah. Probably one other reason I've only stuck with one company.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to be filled up with one company with, like VIPKid or something, but it's hard to do. And then you don't know. Yeah. You don't know what can happen. They can have a cut. And cut all your money.
I know. I've been very fortunate. I'm gonna keep knocking on this, which probably not wood, but I know there's wood back there. So
yeah.
So Rylee, what does your schedule look like?
Yeah, so I kind of do a similar thing to Lena. I was fully booked with VIPKid when I found Zebra English. And so I decided I still wanted to kind of diversify, just because I was starting to hear more and more about like not putting all your eggs in one basket and stuff. So I decided to go for Zebra English anyways. And they did offer me a higher base rate, and there were more opportunities to kind of move up because it was a younger company. So when I did get hired with them, I just chose specific days to close off completely with VIPKid. So I decided to keep my Mondays and Fridays with VIPKid, purely because my favorite regular student takes her classes on Mondays and Fridays. And I closed the rest of the week and gave the rest of the week to Zebra English, just to kind of try to dedicate like a chunk of time to working my way up with Zebra English. And I'm really glad I did it that way, because it does take a while to build up bookings with Zebra English. But now that I have them, I can be a little bit more choosy, and I can kind of cut back certain days if I would want to go back to teaching VIPKid on those days or something. So yeah, I do VIPKid Mondays and Friday mornings, and then Zebra English the rest of the week. So Tuesday to Thursday mornings, and then some weekends. I don't really do as much weekends as I used to. And then Outschool, obviously, I do that on normal American hours when I want to be awake and not during Beijing peak times.
Outschool you speak.
Yeah.
This is the first one we haven't had somebody come on talking about Outschool.
Yeah, it's all over. Everyone is really jumping into it.
I know.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's great though. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, it is.
I'm thinking about not having to make lesson plans, you know, being fresh out of the classroom. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's the thing. You do have to prepare.
I already have my lesson plans from my classroom, right?
True.
Anyway, I guess I can put myself in or out of it. Let's see. One-on-one should be on her platform. I'm not sure. Let's see. Teacher Kelly, I talked about them on several of my live streams. Oh, on one-on-one. Interesting, Kelly. I'll have to look. One-on-one should be on our platform. Interesting. She said it is a wonderful company. And Teacher Kelly said I interviewed Teacher Lexi on my channel, and she talked about it along with other companies.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard Teacher Lexi talk about one-on-one English a few times, but she's also in Zebra English. Yeah.
Well, if you talk to her, tell her to come help me with one-on-one.
Yeah, you should be a great person to talk to.
Yeah, very good. Oh, thanks, Kelly. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one. I thought I've watched all your lives. I probably have. And she linked it. All right, Kelly, I'll go back and watch that one. So do you have a favorite company? Should I not ask that? Look at her face. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to.
It's funny. Actually, I just did a video on that.
Did you really?
I did. I did a YouTube video maybe last week about my favorite ESL company, but then I got in trouble because at the end I didn't really give my favorite company. So it was, I don't know, I was kind of, I guess because I wanted people to come and to my new website.
Oh.
So at the end I was like, if you want to, know which one it is, just come to my website and I'll tell you. And I did. So, but then somebody was like, oh, it's just clickbait. So I apologize. I'm sorry. I felt bad. I actually put it in the comments. I was like, okay, it's in the comments what my favorite company is. But my favorite company is QKids. It is. I do. I mean, even though there's so many, and in my video I talked about, there's so many wonderful things about the companies that I picked them because I wanted to work for them for many different reasons. But with QKids, because of the games, it's so fun. I mean, it's so incredible to see the curriculum and the platform. They're so very flexible.
Yeah.
They book for you, and up until this COVID time, like in the last month, they kind of slowed down with their bookings, but they have been like consistent with giving bookings to everyone across the board.
Wow.
So I've always felt very comfortable with them. Their staff is wonderful. Their pay is very good. I mean, they have, it's a base pay of $8, and then you get $2 bonuses, which usually you get. So, it's basically $20 an hour, and yeah, they're great. I like them. So,
Rylee, are you going to answer that one too?
It's so hard to say because just like Lena said, obviously I chose to work for them all for different reasons. And I love those different things about them. But between my two online ESL companies, I would probably have to say Zebra English. I don't know. I really enjoy the lessons. I agree with the games-based thing. I just find it easier to kind of manage my classroom in the way that I want to manage it, breaking things down for my students. And I do I'm a home-based mentor with them too. So I get to interview candidates and stuff. And that's an opportunity that I would never have with VIPKid at this point because they have so many teachers to choose from. So it's just really fun being part of a smaller company like that. And with the specific curriculum that they have, I really enjoy that too. So
good. And so if you want to know more about Teacher Lena, we do have her BlingABC linked, but she has teacherlena.com. Your YouTube channel is linked to, and her Gmail. So if you want to reach out to her, shout out again. I can't remember them. Magic Ears, QKids, BlingABC.
I have to remember. Cambly, BlingABC, Magic Ears, GoGoKid. Oh yeah, out school. I'm still trying to get in there. I'm not really doing that full time or that much. But yeah, GoGoKid is I do a lot of teaching with GoGoKid.
Okay, so if
Actually,
you have questions about those, you can reach out to Lena and Rylee. I'm gonna put it in the chat box, but I'll also put it in the description box. Can you tell me?
Sure.
You sent it to me and I didn't.
Yeah, I only gave you my website. I didn't really know the whole drill, but
I didn't really explain it so well. I emailed Rylee last night, or I messaged her, and I'm like, I am so sorry. Normally the thumbnail is made and the links are sent, and these last 2 days have been really weird.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically,
I'm just behind.
yeah.
Don't
Everything for me is just Rylee Autumn. So my YouTube channel is Rylee Autumn. My website is RyleeAutumn.com. And my email address is Rylee.autumn@outlook.com.
Rylee, AUTUMN?
Yes, exactly.
RyleeAutumn.com.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, I just put it in the chat box. So if anybody wants to contact her, please go to her website or to her Gmail that she just talked about. And Kelly posted another link for another YouTube video. Good.
I did have one more thought that I wanted to share about VIPKids before I forget. I think that they're a good company for new people, because sometimes if you start with other companies, it's like, with all the props and the TPR, it's like you're still kind of learning those things.
Yeah.
But with VIPKids, because of all of the stuff that they provide for you, the flashcards or the animations, to show you what, the verbs are and everything. It's like, it's really helpful for new teachers. So I really like them for that reason.
Good. How do you think it is for new teachers for Zebra English, Rylee?
I feel like everything is really user friendly. Once you get in the classroom, once you get hired, I think it's a good place for new teachers. But I think the hiring process is quite intense, especially for those who have never gone through an online ESL hiring process before. So that's what I would say. If you can get there, I think it's a great classroom for a new teacher to navigate. But the hiring process is quite specific. Their rubric is incredibly picky. So you kind of have to know what they're looking for.
Can you kind of walk us through it? Because Tim was on here explaining a little bit about it too. And I know one of my friends didn't make it through there. She's been an online teacher for years. So.
Yeah, that's unfortunately a common problem. But yeah, so Tim was actually part of like a pilot where they were testing out this new hiring process, and none of us really knew that it was a test period. So we were all kind of surprised when it ended, like right after Tim got hired. So now we're back under the old hiring process. So first of all, you fill out your initial application with kind of details about your past experience and stuff like that. And then you submit a 1-minute video, which is you, first of all, introducing yourself as though to a 3-year-old student using TPR. And then the next 30 seconds, you're just talking about your education and relevant experience. And then once you pass that, you will go on to demo test 1, which requires you to teach a full 20-minute lesson. And that's sort of I would say that's the most important point of the hiring process is demo test 1, because it will determine if you go on to demo test 2, which is basically a second shot at the same lesson, or if you go straight on to teacher briefing, which is our onboarding process, and then you're through. So yeah, that's kind of how the process works.
So pretty much you have 2 chances for a demo.
Correct. As long as you score high enough to make it to the second chance, you've got 2 chances for your demo.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Good. Well, I can't disagree with that though, I think you want qualified teachers to be on your platform, especially when you
and VIPKid, their hiring process taught me a lot as a new teacher. I really appreciated the feedback that they would give to you so that you can grow and know what to correct. So that had some benefits, or a lot of benefits.
Someone once told me, if you fail your mock classes with VIPKid, it's kind of like just practice before you're hired. Because with them, they tell you something to make you better and then something to make you better. Even though sometimes you're like, oh, but it's just unpaid practice is what you're getting for these mock lessons.
Yeah. And I went in there like, oh, I'm a teacher. Like, got this. And I had been teaching with VIPKids for a while already. So I was like, oh, I got this. And so I just took it for granted. That's what I did. And I didn't prepare the way I should have. And So I got what I deserved. A redo. So yeah, but it was good. It was all a good learning process.
I passed. I went to the mock, the prep course, or the hour and a half or whatever.
Okay.
And I thought that was great for me. So I suggest if you're trying to get hired with VIPKid, to go through that. What is it? Mock.
Something like that.
Mock practice.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly.
Melissa's she'll let me know later. She's a coach.
Now, don't they have like a mentoring one and then like which is paid, and then they have like a free one too? Like, aren't there two different ways that you can get training as a new teacher? Or maybe I'm wrong in that.
One that we would pay for?
Yeah, as a new VIP or somebody who's trying to get hired, I thought they had like a mentoring program that you could pay for.
Oh, well, I know a lot of teachers that have kind of gone off on their own to prepare other teachers, but I don't think that's part of VIPKid.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think some teachers are trying to help them get through the process.
Yeah. Well, and not even before they get hired, like I guess after they get hired I thought it was through VIPKid, but I know what you mean. Like you have mentors
They're doing
who
coaching calls and
for hiring and referral bonuses. Yeah.
But I always tell people, Nancy Taylor has a course that's like $40 for new ESL teachers for any company. It's the basics of ESL on how to teach. So I thought that was great for new teachers. So if you have your bachelor's degree, but you're not a teacher, you might want to take it just to get yourself familiar with it.
So, and she teaches it, or is
she does a 4-hour course. Yeah.
Oh, because I thought she had the other one too about like referral or branding.
Let me tell you, that is an amazing course.
Oh, good.
This is my third course with her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I did the webinar with her. I would love to do a class. She's great.
Okay, guys, I'll put the links below because she gave me affiliate links.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, so she's got an ESL one that's like $40. And the branding one, people think it's just for recruiting, but it's not. There's a small section on it, but it's a lot more than that. It's about building YouTube and Instagram and just branding yourself in general. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
That is all I have. Let's see. Lena, VIPKid is my favorite too. That's from TeacherLenaLife. I hope I'm saying her name right. It's so hard because I can't hear it. I can just read it.
Yeah. 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 They're great. But like I said, I love all the companies. I mean, I'm new with Bling, so I'm still getting to know them, but I love what I know about them, and I love of course I love the pay, and I love the people, the staff there is wonderful. I mean, I'm really appreciating them, and I'm getting to know them. But when I think about like VIPKids and just how many things that they have going, like the flexibility, if you need to cancel, it doesn't cost you anything. There's a few more things, benefits that they have that, I don't necessarily get with Bling, but Bling is great. They're great.
Good. Rylee, how about Zebra English? Can you what's their cancellation policy?
Their cancellation policy is also really similar to VIPKids. So if you have like up to 3 cancellations within that one Beijing day, it counts as 1. If you have 3 or more, it counts as 2. And then you can only have 6 per contract. So it's pretty much identical, I think, to VIPKids. Yeah.
Great. Well, I don't see. Oh, Jason said, when I was hired with VIPKid, they offered the option to allow a mentor to watch my first so many classes and give feedback. Interesting. Yeah, I have no idea. But Kelly's been in a lot longer than me. So Jason came in after me, and Kelly's been in longer than me. And Kelly said she had that too. I have no idea. I don't remember that. Interesting. I'll have to ask around and find out. So if you have any questions about pretty much any company, reach out to one of us. That's all I have. We don't have any more in our chat. Do you guys have any last minute words you want to say about your company or your websites? Something? No?
Just thanks for having me again. It was fun.
Yeah, thanks, Casey. This is a fun first for me. So thanks for having me.
I'm glad you got to
Yeah.
come on. And thank you everyone in the chat. We have 13 of you watching. I really appreciate you coming and learning with us. Again, any suggestions, we are welcome to them. So, all right, everyone. Thank you guys so much. Thank you,
All
everyone in the
right, no
chat.
Yes, thank
problem.
you.
Goodbye.
Take care.